Yo, what is going on, everybody? This is Earth Mac, the mad scientist.
And Vivo.
This is the Orange Phoenix Show live Blerd Talk. Vivo, man, I've been so excited. I'm so excited about tonight, man. Like, I don't think you have any clue how nostalgic I am, when it comes to certain things. Like, I get in this buying frenzy. If I see something like 80s or 90s, then I'm jumping right into it. How about you? Are you the same way as I am?
Yes, very much so. As a matter of fact, I was scrolling through my Instagram feed and somebody had posted a reel which was like all of the 90s sounds that we grew up with. So like they had the Sega sound, the Nintendo sound, just like random sounds from toys and different shows and stuff that we grew up with, and it was great.
It's good stuff, man. Mark Scott is in the building. What's going on, Mark? Hey, man. Listen, we got a humongous episode for you guys today. Like between me and Vivo, like we have racked our brains. We have like looked up I would say damn near every action movie imaginable, but some of them we thought was in the 80s were not in the 80s, and some that, and vice versa. So there's some 80 movies that we even never heard of. But between myself and Vivo, we did do some research. We did look at some of these movies that we probably never heard of or we haven't seen in a long time. And that way we can get a proper rating from S tier to the F tier, because there's some F tier.
I don't know. It's still gonna be hard for me, so we'll see.
Justin Dunlap, what is going on, fam? What is happening? So we got 50 plus 80s movies, 50 plus, including animated movies too. By the way, we got some anime movies sprinkled in there too. So it's not just live action. We got some animated movies up in there. So, Vivo, are you ready?
I am.
To get this party started.
Yes, and I'm sorry. I just thought of another movie. Okay, let's go.
And look, it might be on the list. It might be on the list.
It's not. I know it's not. It's not on the list because you said animated, and I was like, oh, Vampire Hunter D.
Oh, yeah, you're right. That is not on the list. That is not on the list.
It should be though.
But we definitely going to give Vampire Hunter D a rating though, for sure. For sure.
Yes.
All right. So we're going to jump into the 80s tier list. So I know you guys can see that. And there is a crap ton of movies. All right. First off, we starting with G.I. Joe, the animated movie. What tier do you think that falls on?
It has been so long since I've seen G.I. Joe. Oh my goodness. And it came out around the same time Transformers did, right?
Yes, yeah,
and
it did.
See, I was always more of a Transformers type girl, so.
And Mark said, "Classic, man. It's free on YouTube." And Kappa18Z said, "What up?" Ellie Lee, she's actually part of the Orange Phoenix staff, by the way. Ellie, Thread Magnet cosplay, part of the Orange Phoenix staff. She's in the building. Dustin Dunlap says it is a classic. Kept like Cobra.
Well, let me ask you this. So are we rating them based on quality or the fact that they're kind of like they're cult following / classics? Like how?
So all the above.
Okay.
I will say this though. I will say with G.I. Joe, the animated movie, I don't hear about it as much as I do Transformers. I see Transformers a lot more, like on Facebook and on Instagram, like certain clips, especially with Starscream. Starscream, like my favorite Transformer, even though he had the Decepticon, I mean,
he always had an attitude. Always
had an attitude and wanted to kill off Megatron any chance he got, even though he was loyal. But it's whatever. I'm gonna have to put G.I. Joe. That I have to put that in the A tier. I can't quite put that in the S tier, mainly because I don't hear about it as much. When you agree?
Okay. I will defer to you. I'll go with that. I'll
Okay.
go with that.
And he said, got to be top tier or close. Only time a Joe ever got hurt was that movie. That's right. That's right. That what made it a movie. That what made it a movie. He's absolutely correct on that. The next movie up, though, is what we just talked about. And Transformers, the movie. What are your thoughts on that? Because you're a Transformer girl.
I'm going to go S. Sorry.
I agree.
Sorry.
I agree. That animation was top tier for what it was back in
It
the
was,
day.
yep.
Like, they done remasters.
And whoever did the voice acting, especially for Starscream, like, I just appreciated the voice cast. Yeah. S tier.
Starscream is just my favorite kid. He's my boy, man. Because I had a fascination with planes and jets. And since he transformed into a jet, it's like, and his voice, I think the voice just kind of like carried it over for me.
How it was like kind of high and like wretched, but airy at the same time. Like
Yeah. So, like when Megatron was presumed dead, you're like, oh, nice, my chance. I am the king now. You know, like he was that guy. But definitely S tier. Transformers, man. Transformers is up there. Escape from New York.
So I actually had a talk about this because I was getting some additional movie titles that I was referring along for the list, and I would say that's probably S tier.
Escape from New York, S tier.
Either A or S, because that was Kurt Russell having to like basically break into the prison to save the president because he was like the only person to break out of it, right?
True.
Well, maybe in comparison to the other stuff we have, how about B?
Ooh, okay. That's a hot take. B tier.
Because thinking of the other stuff that we have on the list.
True. Compared to other stuff, right? All right. So, Road Warrior, Mad Max.
I feel like and I just saw this fairly recently. I think I liked the second one better than the first one.
That's Beyond Thunderdome, right?
Yeah.
So
I feel like the first one was kind of I don't want to say groundbreaking, but it definitely pushed boundaries.
Yeah.
But I don't think that compared to the other stuff we have on the list, I wouldn't. Yeah. If I were to tell somebody to watch anything Mad Max, I would probably tell them to start with Thunderdome and then go. I would probably tell them to start there and just skip the first one.
I kind of actually said the same thing too, because when I hear Mad Max, all I hear is Beyond Thunderdome. That's what I hear first above anything else. I don't know what it is about the 80s and its sequels, but somehow the sequels are better than the first ones.
Yeah.
Which I feel like that's how it's supposed to be. But and Cap AZ said I want to say Thunderdome was third. Did they do three movies? Mad Max. So, well, would you put Road Warrior in A or would you put it in B tier?
I might put it in C, to be honest.
I put it in C tier? All right, I'm with you. All right, Road Warrior C tier. Now, oh, Tina Turner. He said.
Oh no, yep. No, Beyond Thunderdome was the third one.
Okay. Yeah, so Cap was correct. It is the third one.
Road Warrior was number 2.
Okay. And then it was. We got to look that up, actually. Because for some reason, I always thought it was just 2. And so one of them was actually low tier, actually, if that makes sense. Because.
So I'm probably thinking of the first one then.
Yeah. So Road Warrior is number 2. All right. I can see why it's C tier. Yeah, I can see why it's C tier. Now, I'm gonna put this on in F tier automatically, unless you disagree. The Punisher, fuck that movie.
Yeah, I never went back. Okay, so when they redid The Punisher the initial time, I never watched the first one.
Yeah, the one with Dolph Lundgren. Yeah, don't don't do that.
Don't try it.
I mean, if you're feeling a little nostalgia, you know what I'm saying, go ahead and check it out, because Marvel movies back in the day, like 80s and 90s time, wasn't the best time for Marvel.
They weren't hitting
at all. Like, bump that movie, man.
Sorry, doll.
So here's your movie, Predator, the first one.
So I'm gonna go with A tier.
You're gonna go with A tier?
Yes.
I say the same thing. I mean, there was a lot of one-liners up in there, because I sent you a meme. Shout out to Mark Scott for that gift with Bill Dukes like spraying the whole forest and didn't hit anything. Like, let me tell you, Bill Dukes is the reason why I'll spray and pray on Call of Duty at least one time. I have to do it at least one time. Like, just spray, just empty the whole clip out.
Yep.
I don't care what I hit, and you got to scream it out too as you're doing it. So
that's like me with Sweet Business in Destiny.
Sweet Business in
and
Destiny.
The action war rig. Yeah.
And Kappa said he liked 2 better. I actually
same.
Yeah, I like Predator 2 better too, honestly. So Predator is A tier. Next one up is Highlander, the first one. This should be interesting, because I feel like that's the only good Highlander movie. Decent one.
I'm between A and B tier for that one.
I might have to say B tier for that one.
Okay.
I'm
cool with that.
You cool with that one?
Yeah, I'm
cool
with it. Batman.
Batman S tier. No question about it. Batman is S tier. It's just what it was. And
I will say, like, Michael,
that Highlander is trash, which it was.
Michael Keaton being in the new Flash movie is the only reason why I'm going to go see that movie.
Thank you.
Only reason.
Thank you. And Dustin says I would say B. Oh, he must be saying that for Highlander. I think he's saying that for Highlander. But listen, I can argue people to death, man. Batman 1989 is the best Batman movie. Period. Now there's some close ones. Out here. Like, you know, The Dark Knight. Now that one was definitely top tier. If it was doing like the 2000s action movies, it would definitely be S tier for sure. And the Batman, the Batman was actually pretty damn good. I mean, that's pretty top tier too. I mean, that's the top detective, the year 2 Batman. I actually respect that. So I'm with that. So S tier. And Dustin Dillon, I say Batman is S, hands down. Batman fan here. LOL. See, nobody's going to deny Batman 1989.
Right.
And he said Jack as the Joker don't get better. Yeah.
Yes.
He typecasted himself, I feel like. Like, you see Jack Nicholson, that's all I see is the Joker. Can't.
From now on, we are casting him in parts where he has to be crazy.
Yes. Whew. Next one up is Lethal Weapon. Lethal Weapon 1. This is gonna be one. This is gonna be the one right here.
A.
I
mean, I'm still like A, B. When we go through this list, there are some that are just so clearly S tier that it's just there's no question. No question. But then some of the other ones that are good, but it's like, are they that good?
Right.
I would be between A and B on that one.
True. It's always a debate, like with Lethal Weapon, like is it a Christmas movie or not because it takes place during Christmas time. That's one of the Lethal Weapon is one of my tier. It's not S tier. I will say that it's not S tier. But I might have to put that on. I put that on B tier.
Okay.
I put it on B tier. I think I'm comfortable. With B tier. Next one up is Big Trouble in Little China. This is easy. What you got?
I would say Big Trouble in Little China. I guess I would go with S tier for that one.
What? You serious?
Well, wait. Oh, no. I'm getting it mixed up with a different movie. My bad. Big Trouble in Little China. It's been a really long time. What do you think? What would you rank it?
It was definitely all over the place. It is a classic to me. It is one of my personal favorite movies. As far as the 80s. I'm gonna have to say C.
Okay,
tier.
that's fine. Yeah, for whatever reason, I was thinking of Golden Child with
I knew that what you was thinking about. I knew that what you was thinking about.
Isn't that one like that? That's the one I was. Yeah, so I'm okay with C.
Yeah, but again, this is one of my favorite movies too. So boy, I got to put my personal fandom aside on that one. So overall, though, now Mark said, "Would you say Big Trouble in Little China served as inspiration for Mortal Kombat?" That is highly believable. That is highly believable. You had a bunch of ratings in there. That's for damn sure. In the alley. So Big Trouble in Little China I put that on C tier. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Oh, wait. How many Indiana Jones movies do we have?
We have Raiders of the Lost Ark, Temple of Doom, and Last Crusade all through the 80s.
Which one is this? This is Last Crusade.
Yeah, that's the one with Sean Connery.
Yeah. I'm always between Last Crusade and Raiders of the Lost Ark are my two favorite ones.
Ditto.
I guess I would say I would put Last Crusade as A.
I'm with that. I guess I put that. I agree with that. Because there's other Indiana Jones movies. I think Raiders of the Lost Ark is probably my favorite one.
Yep.
Probably my favorite one.
Did you ever see that episode of Big Bang Theory where they were arguing that Indiana Jones' inclusion in Raiders of the Lost Ark was completely unnecessary because either way, the Nazis got the Ark and opened it and everybody died, regardless of what he did?
I've seen bits and pieces of it. So here's a confession. I have not watched Big Bang Theory in its entirety. And I feel like I did myself a disservice as a nerd. And
it's so funny.
Which is crazy because my girl was like, I am thoroughly surprised you have not watched Big Bang Theory, considering the stuff that you're into. And I was like, and I'll start watching some episodes and it's hilarious. Sheldon is hilarious. He's a little bit of a dick, but
my favorite character.
Sheldon he says a lot of things, but it'd be so accurate though.
Yeah.
So Indiana Jones, A rank. Jean-Claude Van Damme, Kickboxer.
I know I've seen it, but it must have been like over 10 years ago. I feel like Jean-Claude Van Damme has kind of fallen off.
Right.
I mean, what's the last thing he's been in? The Expendables?
Well, theater-wise, I think that's Expendables 2. I could be wrong. He has done other movies. It's like straight to streaming or DVD movies after that. But Kickboxer, Lionheart, Bloodsport, Cyborg, Universal Soldier. I think Kickboxer is one of his better ones, actually.
I vaguely remember this one. Oh, okay.
It kind of got a Bloodsport dynamic to it, but it's not F tier. I'll definitely say that. I would probably put that in the B. Just I might put it in the B category.
Okay.
But you think the same thing?
Yeah. I just reread. I just like read the summary of it. I was like, oh, I remember this one. Okay. Yeah, I'm cool with that.
And you know what's funny about it is that I love Jean-Claude Van Damme, man. Like, he always gonna do the iconic kicks. He's always gonna kick you in the face.
Yep.
The spinning heel kick.
So did you hear when they were filming the live action G.I. Joe, like he was like drunk the entire time?
Oh, you mean Street Fighter?
Or Street Fighter, yes.
Yeah, he was coked up. He was coked up the whole movie. Yeah,
yes.
He was coked up. And then he had an affair, from what I understood, with the chick that played Cammy.
Oh.
Yeah. So I've heard. I don't know how true that. I know about the coked up stuff now. I knew he was coked up.
I mean, he said he was. He was like, I don't even really remember that movie.
He was on it, man. That's all.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
It is. Per Rick James. So the next Jean-Claude Van Damme movie is Cyborg.
I think I liked that one.
I did too. There's a certain memory that I have as a kid from watching Cyborg for the first time, and I think he had his hands on like some barbed wire, and it was like scraping his hands, or scraping the palm of his hands. And I don't know why I remember that part. It just, as a kid in the 80s, growing up, you just kind of see certain parts of movies, and it just traumatizes you, and that's what I remember from that movie. I was like, dang, man. That's why I don't even touch barbed wire like that.
So action-wise, what would you rank it?
Action-wise. I might have to put Cyborg. I know it took a different direction. That might be C for him. That might be C. Or B. You know what? I'd be kind of comfortable with B.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'll put him
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I'll put him at B. The next one up is, I just recently seen this movie. I saw this today. I don't know what it is about 80 movies and colors. You ever notice that? Red Dawn, Black Rain, Red Heat, Blue Thunder. Y'all obsessed with colors, man. So next one up is Black Rain with Michael Douglas. I saw that earlier today.
Okay. I have actually never seen that one.
So this movie actually takes its time is to tell a story. And I think I respect that a lot. He plays like a New York cop, and his partner is Andy Garcia.
Okay.
And with the I think it was dealing with the Yakuza. So they had to transport this Yakuza guy back to Japan. Now, obviously, let me just be real with you. If you're an actor and you're in the 80s and you say, hey, we're doing a cop film, you this guy's partner, first question I'm going to ask, am I going to die? How am I going to die? And when I'm going to die in this movie? Andy Garcia died in the worst way possible. He got his head lopped off right in front of Michael Douglas. He got stabbed a couple times by a bunch of bikers.
Yo.
And then the dude just like straight lopped his head off. And I was like, yo. I was like, oh.
I just so this was directed by Ridley Scott. So automatically It should be good.
Yes.
It should be awesome. So
it definitely was. It's definitely A tier. I'll definitely put it in the A tier.
Did this come out before Blade Runner?
That's a good question.
Black Rain was in 89, so
yeah, definitely after. Black Rain came out after.
Okay.
So yeah, I have to put Black Rain in that A tier, man. That was
okay. Yeah,
that was good stuff right there. Beyond Thunderdome, we just talked about that. So what class you want to put it on that?
I'll put that A tier.
A tier?
Yeah.
A tier. Now, Blue Thunder, we'll just say about the helicopter situation. That might be F tier right there. That's F tier.
Yeah, you can go ahead and put it there because I ain't never heard of that movie. Who's in that?
That's F tier right there. Let's cut that short. Blue. That's not one of the movies that rolls off the top of your tongue when you talk about action movies. Blue Thunder is out of there. Bloodsport, Jean-Claude Van Damme, the breakout role.
breakout role. So would you say that is Kickboxer better than Bloodsport?
Nah, I don't think so. It's a lot of
equal to or greater than.
It's better than Kickboxer. I would say that.
Okay, well
I feel like Kickboxer kind of like took what was left off of Bloodsport and then correlate this in this movie.
Okay.
But I think it's too many iconic moments in Bloodsport, like the whole like screaming in the eyes, you know, and the spin kick and the grabbing of the headband. Like, yeah. Dustin says Bloodsport is slightly better.
So slightly better to warrant it being ranked a tier above B.
Yeah, I would definitely say A tier.
Okay.
Bloodsport is A tier.
A tier it is.
Yep, A tier. All right, Charles Bronson, the man that on a mission, Death Wish 2.
Death Wish 2. When is it taking me back?
I would say Charles Bronson been around since like 70s. I think 73 or 78 maybe that the first Death Wish came out. Death Wish 2 with Charles Bronson, man. This dude is on a mission. Like, it's like so many Death Wish movies. Where do I rank Death Wish 2? What you think?
Maybe a B.
Maybe a B?
Mm-hmm.
I think 4. I think 4 is my favorite one. Death Wish 4 is my favorite one, if I remember that correctly, because he blew the dude up with a bazooka, like point blank. Like, he shot him straight with a missile, and I was like, wow, that was a little overkill. But yeah, Death Wish. You say B?
Yeah.
Okay, I say I put that in B. Steven Seagal.
I feel like he was just also like the king of martial arts back in the day too.
Breaking your limbs.
Yes, in horrible ways.
Very horrible ways.
I always liked all of his movies. I always enjoyed all of them. I would probably say A.
Above the Law is A tier? I can see that. I mean, Steven Seagal is up there with, you know, Wesley Snipes, you know, Bruce Willis. He belongs up there. There. Above the Law is A tier. That came out in 1988. And they got a 6 out of 10 on IMDb, so
not bad.
Not bad. Roadhouse. Peter Griffin. Roadhouse. That's a classic, though. I'll definitely say
it is a classic. I don't know if I would do. Would I say? I kind of want to say S tier.
Roadhouse S tier.
I mean, there were just like some great moments in that movie.
True. Okay.
Well, maybe let's put it in A tier for now.
8 for now. So it's on hold. Okay. It don't belong in B or C. We definitely agree on that one. So we hold on to that one for A tier. Next one up is The Running Man.
S tier.
The Running Man is S tier?
Yes.
Okay. Automatically.
One of my favorite Arnold movies. Yes.
Like with
I am very biased. I am very biased when it comes to Arnold. So.
Like, no question asked. No question. Running Man, A tier. It's in there. S class for Running Man. Next one up is, I want to say this is Conan the Destroyer. I didn't like that one as much as the Barbarian.
I remember liking the first one better.
Yeah, so
Conan the wait, yeah, James Earl Jones was in the first one. No,
I want to say he was in the first one. Yeah. Let me double check here. I gotta, because Barbarian came out in 1982, and James Earl Jones was Thulsa Doom. He was Thulsa Doom in the Barbarian, and the Destroyer came out in 84.
Oh, this is the one that Grace Jones was in.
Yeah, the Destroyer with Grace Jones and Wilt Chamberlain.
I would say A tier.
Okay, so the Destroyer A tier?
I mean, well, between A... Or would I do B?
I say like this. I know with the Barbarian, the story was a little bit more expansive. You get to learn more about him, like becoming who he is. And I think that put it in an A tier. But with Destroyer, he's already established, so it's kind of like.
So I guess, but Grace Jones in that movie was awesome.
She was awesome in that movie, and it is the 80s. We're not looking for Oscars, but
I guess we can do it, put it in A tier for now.
Okay,
we'll just put it in A tier. S tier.
Autumn. Yeah, see, the movie in question is Akira. S tier, you know what I'm saying? Akira is in S tier all day long because that is the first anime movie I've seen Siskel and Ebert give a 2 thumbs up, and you know how hard they were on movies.
Yeah, yep.
And for them to give an anime a 2 thumbs up, I was like, this shit is wow. So I watched it. The shit is long.
Still watch it.
Yeah, it is long. I'm tell you right now, a movie is long. If you've never seen Akira, it is long. But you know what's funny about it is that just the first part. That movie is just the first part. The manga finishes this stuff out. So, and we just never got a chance to see it all.
Yeah.
I hope they actually do like a remake of some sort, not CGI. Give us hand-drawn animation.
Not an animated, but you know, CGI is taking over everything.
Yeah, unfortunately. Vivo, it gotta be animated. It has to be like some hand-drawn stuff, man, to get that.
Because there's just like some things that you can't. It just doesn't hit the same.
No.
Like, they're doing this live action One Piece, and I'm like, you can't animate the fights. You just can't. Like, maybe the early fights, but not the later fights. Like, you just can't. You can't. I just watched the last episode of One Piece. There is no way on God's green earth they're going to be able to animate that or translate that into a live action or even CGI. So
yeah, it's impossible, virtually impossible. So that's S tier. Now Conan the Barbarian.
I'll go with A tier.
A tier for sure.
But I would put it before Destroyer because it was better than Destroyer.
So could we put Destroyer in B?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we put Destroyer in B. And this one, if I'm not mistaken, this is the Temple of Doom, if I'm not mistaken. And Dustin says, yes, they are coming out with a Akira movie. Just cannot remember what it'll be. When it'll be.
For Temple of Doom, I remember, okay. When I was a kid, like my mom was the one who got me into all things action, horror, sci-fi, fantasy, all her. And she was like a huge Indiana Jones fan. Mm-hmm. So I remember as a kid when we were watching Temple of Doom and it got to that one part where they were in the actual temple and old boy ripped old boy number 2's heart out.
Yeah.
And even still to this day, when that part comes up, I'm still like, I can't watch it. I don't know what it is. But I want to say it's not better than Crusade or Raiders. So where do we put? I probably would give it B tier for me.
B tier.
Mm.
Okay. I'm with that. I feel that. Now, Blade Runner, another Harrison Ford movie. What you think about Blade Runner?
So that's a cult classic. So I'm gonna go with S tier.
I can get with that. That was ahead of its time, man. That kind of like put the whole cyberpunk, genre into motion. Mm-hmm. And I got a lot of respect for Blade Runner. I know they tried to do the sequel to Blade Runner. It wasn't as good as the original.
It was good though. It was good.
Yeah, it definitely was good.
Yeah.
So, and I caught some strong, like, Blade Runner vibes when I watched Altered Carbon. That's on Netflix, and I've got so
Ashley. I haven't. Have you finished it? I haven't gotten all the way through it.
Yeah, I finished it, and I watched the animated, like, side story or whatever, and they canceled it.
Oh snap! Okay.
You can't cancel Altered Carbon. I mean, but honestly, because of the ending of the second season, I got to rewatch it again. Mm-hmm. But Altered Carbon is top tier for sure. If you haven't watched Altered Carbon on Netflix, you need to watch Altered Carbon. If you like stuff like Blade Runner, stuff like that. So Blade Runner is S tier. Death Wish 4. Just talked about this.
On ahead, you said it was your first one or your favorite one.
Death Wish 4 was my first one. I would have to give Death Wish 4 that A tier, man. When he blew, I'll never forget that line because he had I think he had girl at gunpoint. Like I told you. No, he shot her. I think he killed her. He I told you, I'll kill her. And he had that bazooka. He's like, shoo, he shot him, blew him to smithereens. I was like, oh snap! Like this man lost everything, and
wow.
It's crazy. This is wild. This is wild stuff. I don't know why I got this twice, but Tango and Cash. I'm very curious on your thoughts on that one. I really did love that movie.
I have seen Tango and Cash.
What? You haven't seen Tango and Cash? Come on now, you got to see Tango and Cash.
And I'm ashamed at myself because this is a Sly movie, so I should have seen it theoretically.
Yeah.
That's my homework for this weekend.
Watch Tango and Cash?
Yeah.
I mean, you're not going to be disappointed. I would say Tango and Cash is definitely one of the better Sly movies. It just made the cut because it came out in '89.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so you got Stallone and Kurt Russell together, like, as partners.
Those are two strong personalities.
Very strong personalities. And Terry Hatcher. So you got Kurt Russell, Sylvester Stallone, and Terry Hatcher, Lois Lane, Lois and Clark. She's the sister, if I'm not mistaken, of Sly's character. Tango and Cash. Where do I put Tango and Cash?
He's an LAPD lieutenant who wears 3-piece Armani suits.
Yes, that is Sly. What? Sly is the suit wearer. Kurt Russell is the rough around the edges dude.
Okay.
Yeah. A tier. I say A tier.
Okay.
I don't know about the S tier part. I would definitely, as much as I love that movie, that is definitely one of my favorite Sylvester Stallone movies. And I always say this: I feel like Stallone has better range than Schwarzenegger when it comes to acting, though. I will say that. I know you're an Arnold fan. I know you're an Arnold fan. I know. We're asked the Geek Corner. Like, what do y'all feel? Sly or Arnold? How do y'all feel about that? And see what they say. But and while they're talking, speaking of Sly, we got Rambo 3.
How many Rambos are there?
You see, there's First Blood 2, Rambo 3. There's Rambo.
Thank you, Arnold, in the chat.
Man, Capone's, you don't know what he's talking about. You don't know what he's talking about.
Arnold can do action, drama, comedy, sci-fi.
Mark Scott says Tango and Cash was good. It's the only movie I've seen played on the Lifetime channel.
That's hilarious.
That thing, it was on the Lifetime channel? Oh my God.
I feel like that's a little... Okay, Lifetime, we see you.
Wow. Wow. They play Tango and Cash.
Everybody's for Arnold.
Wow.
Sly can kick rocks.
Only at... How Sly... Okay. So, we'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that later. Oh yeah, he said he has sisters. That's how you know watching Lifetime, and Tango and Cash was on there. Tango and Cash saved his life. That's what happened. So Rambo 3. As much as I love Rambo, I'm gonna have to put it on B tier.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to put it on B tier.
The newest Rambo, wait. Actually, no. Because there have been 2 new Rambos that have come out recently, right? Within the last...
Yeah, the most recent Rambo was his daughter. No, was is it his niece? Or his daughter? It was somebody very closely related to him.
I was just about to ask you, which was the one where he's in the jungle? He's in the jungle and all of
Well, he was, I think 3 was the desert, sort of, and 2 was definitely the jungle, for sure. Yeah, 2 was definitely. Now, Dustin says, I have love for both, but I give Sly a tick above Arnold, but just barely. Dustin's a man of culture, just let you know. And Kappa says, yes, it was a niece. So the most recent Rambo, his niece, he saved his niece because she got abducted in Mexico, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yeah. Wait.
Yeah, on the way to the house, because he was nursing her. On the way to the house, he died in the truck. And so that pissed him off. And then he went on a rampage. And he killed everybody. In typical Rambo fashion. So...
Oh, yes, I remember that one. That one was great.
Yeah, that one was good. That one was good. So, the next one up is... Listen. Crime is a disease. And he's a cure. Cobra. What do you think about Cobra? I'm a Sly fan, yeah. But I know where to put this one though.
Where would you put it?
I'm gonna have to put Cobra in B.
Isn't it just a recycled Rambo, except he's not in the jungle or the desert?
Nah, he's actually a cop, but whenever, put it like this, whenever there's some sticky situation going on, he's the one who gets the call, and he'll pull up in his old, I forgot the car he was driving. It was like an old style, like 1950s type vehicle, and he got a Cobra on the handle, and he go in there and handle business. And he'd do those one-liners or whatever, and then it's a wrap at that point. They end up dead. So
that was very I feel like that was the thing back in the 80s.
Yeah.
Deliver those one-liners, and then all of a sudden the enemies are dead.
After they died, he'd be like, course adjourned. Those, some crazy one-liners. So I'm gonna have to put Cobra.
B tier. Did you say B? Yeah.
Yeah, I have to put Cobra in B tier. Return of the Jedi.
Do we have... Wait, are there any other Star Wars movies on here?
Empire.
So, I'm always between those two as being my favorite one.
Okay.
I would probably rank Empire Strikes Back over Return of the Jedi. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's believable. So Return of the Jedi. I can say A tier. What you think?
Yeah, A tier.
A tier? Okay, I'll say that for A tier. Action Jackson. The only movie Carl Weathers did not die in because he was the lead in. Look, I am not putting Action Jackson in the L4 C tier. I can't do it. I can't do it.
That came out in 88.
He was our black superhero, man. He was our black action star before Wesley Snipes, actually.
Would you put that at B tier? I mean, in comparison to the others.
Yeah. And Vanity. That's right. Vanity was in this movie. Vanity was the that's probably one of her last movies, actually. Ooh, man. You know what? I'm gonna have to put. While we on Roadhouse, I have to put Roadhouse on S tier because that's
yeah.
Fine. I have to put S tier.
For the culture, I have to say Action Jackson is A tier, man. Just because of Vanity, and this is the only movie Carl Weathers. Let me tell you something. This man died in Predator. He got his arm chopped off in Predator. I forgot what he died in. Rocky 4. He died in Happy Gilmore, for crying out loud. He fell out the freaking window.
That's right. Wow.
Yeah, he does not
live. He's like not safe from genre to genre.
Right. I seen him in Mandalorian. I'm like, okay, please do not kill him off. Please don't do it. But he got his own movie in Action Jackson. I have to put Action Jackson in A tier for the culture. Empire Strikes Back, S tier, hands down. I like that's S tier.
Yep.
That is probably, for a very long time, I said Empire was definitely the best. Is the best Star Wars movie. Then I like Rogue One second.
Rogue One.
Yeah.
I actually, surprisingly, I really like Solo. I didn't think I was gonna like it, but when I went to see it, I actually really liked it, but not more than Rogue One. Rogue One was great, and then the rest of the new ones that they did, they can. Ugh.
Yeah. Cal was like, dang, he gonna die in Mando? No, he's not dead. Carl Weathers is not dead. This man is still alive. Just keep hope alive, man. Just keep hope alive with this.
We gonna pray over him.
Yes, easily. He has to live through it all. Clint Eastwood, Sudden Impact.
Sudden Impact.
Dirty Harry.
How old was he in that?
Oof. Sudden Impact was actually really good. It was really good. I think anything back in the day Clint Eastwood was in is
A tier.
Yeah, it got to be either A or S. It got to be either A or S tier, man. I got to think about that. Sudden Impact. I'll have to put it in A tier because Dirty Harry.
No.
I feel like Dirty Harry's might be better. Lethal Weapon 2.
Where do we put first Lethal Weapon?
We put Lethal Weapon in B tier.
I would say Lethal Weapon 2 is probably better than the first one.
It is.
And put it in A tier.
Yeah, A tier. Yeah, I'll definitely say that.
Terminator S tier. Okay.
Say what?
I said Terminator S tier. Okay.
Just killed that one.
Now the second Terminator, I agree, is better than the first. I think is better than the first one.
Yes. Both of them belong in S tier, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, both of them
belong in S tier. But the second Terminator came out, I believe, not in. I think it was like the early 90s.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm about to check.
It was the early 90s. So when we do our 90s action movies list, just know for sure Judgment Day will definitely be in S tier. That's S class right there. I think Terminator actually kind of like defined the 80s in a sense. I mean, that's a staple. So that's no question with that. Raw Deal with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
You know what? I don't know if I've seen Raw Deal. I'm not a true Arnold fan if I haven't seen all his movies.
I don't know, man. Since nobody really talks about this one as much.
Raw Deal, that was... Oh, that came out on 86.
We got to ask... Okay, we got to ask the Geek Corner, like, have you seen Raw Deal? If I have seen Raw Deal, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
Since I've seen Raw Deal. So I cannot, in good conscience, give it a proper rating.
I'm looking at this and it says Robert Ebert gave the film a 1.5 stars out of 4 and wrote, the plot is so simple and has been told so many times before that perhaps the most amazing achievement of Raw Deal is its ability to screw it up. This movie didn't just happen to be a mess. The filmmakers had to work to make it so confusing. All right.
And listen, from one of the Geek Corner members, Kappa, he says probably one of the weaker Arnold movies. I feel the same way because I don't hear about this one as much.
Yeah.
I really don't. I get Last Action Hero, I get Commando, I get Predator, Terminator. I get those. And Running Man, obviously.
Total Recall.
Total Recall, right. So
That better be on this list too.
Wait. Did that come out in the 80s? I thought it came out in the 90s.
It might have just let me.
And Ellie says
it missed the cutoff by a year. It came out in 1990. Dang.
It came out in 1990.
Yeah.
It's definitely on that is on the 90s action movies list. So Raw Deal, haven't seen it. So we're gonna have to lead at there. 48 Hours. Eddie Murphy and Nick Nolte. What you got?
I wasn't really into Eddie Murphy movies, really.
Shocking.
I don't know. He just, I just wasn't. I mean, I watched what was the? Well, that doesn't count because it wasn't in the 80s.
Mark says A tier. I kind of agree with Mark though. I did see 48 Hours. That's kind of defined the buddy cop.
It's supposed. Okay, I was just about to be like, isn't that like a comedy?
Yeah, well, action? A buddy cop type.
Yeah.
Type thing. So, yeah. So I'll
sort
say
of like Lethal Weapon, except with two.
Right.
Basically.
Pretty much. Beverly Hills Cop.
Okay, that I did watch. Those I did like. I'm gonna say A tier.
Yeah. So A tier?
Yes.
Yep. I'll say Beverly Hills. I agree. Beverly Hills Cop is A tier. But 80s action movies. I know she asked about Coming to America, but that's 80s action movies. So next one up is Indiana Jones Raiders.
S.
Yeah, that's class right there. Is that Raiders? Yes. Is that Raiders? Hopefully.
Looks like.
Okay, it looks like Raiders. But
we're gonna say it's Raiders.
We're gonna say it's Raiders. So next one up is Masters of the Universe, He-Man.
S.
You think that's S tier?
I mean, it was really bad, but it's also a cult. A cult. It has a cult following. So
no, maybe you think that's an S tier?
No, only because it has a cult following. Otherwise, I would probably put it at C, maybe F.
I'm not even gonna lie to you. I had that thing slammed for F. I was like,
okay, put it in F then. I was just taking into account all of the He-Man fans that might come out the woodwork.
Oh, you mean like the with the pitchforks? You would not have to face this scrutiny alone. We'd really be running in the woods together, trying to dodge the pitchforks and the torches. We're not trying to get butt. Okay.
Like
Dolph Lundgren tried. All right. I mean, ever since Rocky IV, I want to say he did an action movie, Showdown in Little Tokyo, but that was in the 90s. It came out in the 90s. I thought that was an 80s movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously The Punisher, which that was an F tier. And then here comes He-Man. So
he tried again.
He tried again. This man has tried many times.
But sometimes, because sometimes movies can be so bad that they're good.
Yeah.
Because of I'm trying to think of a different example besides, but we can go ahead and put it in F tier.
We got to. Sorry, He-Man fans. Like, listen, the animated series that's on Netflix is better than this. We have seen better. We deserve better. I put it like that. We deserve better than this. Next one up is Death Wish 3. I don't remember that one as much. I'm gonna have to put that one at a C tier.
Okay.
Yeah, I have to put it at C tier. I feel like with the first Death Wish movie, you could have a sequel and just be done with it. But I think
You know how sequels are in the 80s too. The second one is oftentimes better than the first one, but they milk that thing for everything it's worth. Nightmare on Elm Street. Let's talk about that for a second. Like, they milked that thing to everything they could out of it. And
like they're doing with Fast and Furious right now. That franchise should have ended 9 movies ago.
You know, Fast 5 was actually a fitting ending. It was actually a fitting. Okay, side note. I've seen the most recent Fast 10. I did see that.
You are the reason that they're still making.
Yes, I am the reason. However, I told my girl, she was like, "What you thought about it?" I was like, I don't know how to feel right now, because yes, they defined the laws of physics, obviously, but with this most recent movie, they actually brought it back down a notch to, like, I wouldn't say street level, but to a more not going in space type of situation. Like, there's some.
That was ridiculous when I.
Right. So there's a. Like Jason Momoa, he's the son of the Reyes guy, from the guy that they robbed in Rio. So if you remember that chase where there was a guy on a Gatling gun on top of a car, and they got bumped off the bridge, the son was the one that was driving. So, and he's a sociopath. So Jason Momoa actually made that movie, and he's very flamboyant. I would definitely say that. Yeah, he's very flamboyant in that movie.
It looks like he's wearing silk.
He
the
is
entire time.
Silk, purple. He got his fingernails painted. He is a murdering person. I would definitely say that. Like, he's very psychotic. So it's very Joker-esque. How about that? And see, all right, first of all, see, that's my girl Queen right there. See, you do not co-sign this. He's definitely the reason they keep making these movies. Like, look, ma'am, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. She out here.
And I went to see, what was that? The spin-off Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah, it was straight. I didn't. I'm not gonna watch it again.
I was irritated when I watched it.
Yeah.
Like, it was entertaining. Like, I think, okay, so I didn't want to go see it in the first place.
Right.
So I went in watching it and I was irritated. And then the banter between The Rock and Jason Statham was just like, why are you guys in a movie together?
I wouldn't recommend that movie to nobody, to be honest with you. Yeah. I wouldn't recommend that movie.
Like, yeah, they kept my attention with all the explosions, and because I'm easily amused that way, but the rest of the movie, I was just like, this is stupid.
Yeah, very much so. So this one, we got Rambo 2.
Isn't Rambo 2 the one that they're always making parodies of?
Might be. No, probably the first one. The first one was like, I think he had PTSD. He was, the police were looking after him and stuff like that. 2 was when he was in the jungle, for sure. That was the jungle.
I've seen hella parodies of. Okay.
Yep.
It's been a minute since I watched that one.
I agree, Mark. I agree.
S tier.
Yep. Rambo 2 is definitely S tier right there. That's. Whoo. Iron Eagle. The Louis Gossett Jr. This is and Kappa says Rambo 2, he got sent on a mission out of prison.
Okay.
I'm going to say Iron Eagle is definitely C tier or damn near F.
Yeah, it didn't get it. It didn't get good reviews.
I'll put it to you like this: it is a classic, but nah. The music was good. But I'm gonna have to put that in C tier. I have to do that. First Blood Rambo.
Well, Would you say, would it be A?
Yeah, I'll have to say A because
Okay.
mainly I remember a scene where he was actually backed up against the corner and he was actually expressing himself, like why he was so pissed, why he was so mad. So yeah, I had to put that in A tier.
Okay.
That's A tier for sure.
A tier.
Yeah, I could honestly put that in S tier too. To be honest, but I'll leave it there in A for now. Die Hard.
Oh, that's S tier.
Yep. And it's a Christmas movie, damn it.
It is, despite what Bruce Willis may say.
I feel like Die Hard might be the best action movie of the 80s because it wasn't somebody that was muscle bound. He wasn't muscular at all. He was an everyday man. And I think when there was I looked at a documentary where they're talking about the making of the movies or whatever, and they was looking for someone like that. Someone that's, you know, a regular guy.
Yeah.
And they found Bruce Willis.
Yep.
So Ellie, S, best Christmas movie ever. Gotta watch it. I watch that every year. I watch Die Hard and Die Hard 2. And Capital 1AZ says, not Christmas till Hans falls off Nakatomi. That is absolutely correct. All day.
Yep.
Once he falls off, it's a wrap.
I'm so sad that Alan Rickman passed away. He was a great actor.
He was. He definitely was. No question about it. Next movie up is Delta Force with Chuck Norris.
I feel like anything with Chuck Norris is going to be S tier because it's Chuck Norris.
Right. You don't want Chuck Norris to find you.
Right. Like, please don't kick us.
Delta
but
Force
honestly, what would you rank Delta Force?
I'm gonna have to say S tier because when I think of Chuck Norris in an action movie, the first movie I think about is Delta Force. Like straight out the gate. Other than, you know, Walker Texas Ranger. I mean, obviously he got his neck snapped by Bruce Lee. You know, I always argue that. Like, oh yeah, he's the best dude. I like, what about Bruce Lee? Because he snapped his neck. He did that. So yeah, anything with Chuck Norris though, first thought of my mind is Delta Force all day. Ooh, Aliens.
S.
S tier.
Yep.
S tier. So, all right. Stop me where I'm at now. Sigourney Weaver was the baddest chick in the 80s, man. Like where there was a time where she was not the damsel in distress. Like there was, you know, because any action movie there's a damsel in distress. She was not that person. She was the heroine in this. Like she was the badass in this one. Mm-hmm. And I think that revolutionized everything because the men were just getting demolished in that movie. Like just like Cap said, game over, man. Game over. Like people was panicking. Like well-known actors that we know now got straight wrecked in that movie.
Yep.
Except for Sigourney Weaver. Get your hands off my daughter, you bitch. Hey, I remember that line. That is wild.
Actually, playing they've come out with like multiple Alien video games, and I actually played. And you could play as, I think it was one where you could play as the human soldiers, the xenomorphs, and I think they also had, the predators. And I always played as the xenomorphs because I enjoyed crawling up walls and popping out of dark spaces to expand the hive and eating everybody.
I mean, if you want to be, xenomorphs are like much cooler anyway. So, are you gonna be human or xenomorphs?
There's so many different alien races, but xenomorphs would definitely be in my top 5 favorite.
I'm just glad they're not real because
I would have a pet one if they were real.
You have a pet one? They bleed acid. That
means nobody was me coming on my lawn then.
And then you got the one that just makes eggs, just like to stash yourself to your face, and you just, to me, that was probably the eeriest part of that. It's like once they attach themselves to your face, it's a wrap.
Yep.
And Mark says, play Alien Isolation by yourself late at night with all the lights off.
I'll try it.
Yeah, how about that? And look at that, Ellie. Talking, they are so cute when they are little. See?
Are you talking about the face hugger?
The face huggers, man. Speaking of that, you know.
Oh, maybe no. She's talking about like when the chest bursters. They are cute when they.
Yeah, say they snuggle.
I actually have a plush chest burster that I sleep with.
Really?
Yes.
Listen, I'll never forget in Alien vs Predator Requiem that it face hugged the kid and the dad in the woods. I was like, no one is safe. No one is safe here.
None.
It is a wrap. Next movie up is Commando. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
A.
Yeah, I said A tier. Commando was actually pretty good. Next movie up is RoboCop, the first one.
S.
S tier, dead or alive. You are coming with me. I've never seen a dude get Swiss cheesed.
Oh my god, that was so crazy. And I feel like it was extremely graphic for the 80s as well.
So here's a little nugget. So it was rated NC-17 because the director wanted it to be NC-17.
Oh, okay.
But they had to condense it down to just enough violence so it can be rated R. So they stretched as much of rated R as they possibly could. Anything further than that is NC-17. I think there is an unrated version somewhere around. You got to find that. But that one's the real. Like, oh yeah, dude got liquefied by the car. Yes. That was disgusting, man. That was disgusting. That man got killed on the job and still had to come back.
That was terrible. Wait, and RoboCop 2, when they that's when his partner got killed, right?
That was 3. That was 3.
What was her name? Was it Joyce? What was her name?
Okay, so there's Murphy and and it made me out the lie. Hold on. Lewis. It was Lewis. Murphy and Lewis.
Okay. Yeah, but what was her first name? Oh, Ann.
Ann Lewis, yeah. Yeah, because she always would be the one that like look after them or whatever. But still, so when it comes to RoboCop movies, I really do like 1. I really like 3, mainly because he had a jetpack, and I had the RoboCop toy where he could switch out the arm, and he had the rocket launcher on his arm.
The third one was also when he had to face the Japanese.
Yeah.
Okay. That. Yeah. Whoever that actor was that portrayed that the Japanese cyborg, his facial expressions were just so crazy.
Yeah, it was very maniacal. Especially when he got hit in the face with the pipe and his jaw was like misaligned. I was like, oh.
It was like,
and what's funny about it, they made RoboCop 3 PG-13, and I guess they try to appeal to like a bigger audience because rated R is just for select. But it wasn't as good as the others, honestly. But it's still one of my favorites. But 2 was about the drugs. About the it's the red powder, the red cocaine.
Oh yeah.
I forgot what they called it in the movie, but RoboCop 1 is definitely S tier for sure. Red Heat with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jim Belushi. I seen that today.
How was that?
It was actually pretty good. It was actually pretty good. Arnold Schwarzenegger played a Russian, actually. He did it. Okay, so how the movie started out, he was okay. Well, actually, people were just butt ass naked. Yeah, because he was in like the bathhouse. There's like women and men up in there. But so I guess he was looking for this dude, and dude tested him. It was like, if you're a worker, then you got to work with your hands or something like that. So you put a hot rock in Arnold's hand and made him like fist it. And see if he see if he is squeamish or anything like that. Then he puts the dude out the window.
That sounds
Then they
like
fall in the snow with nothing but a loincloth on, and then his partner gets killed in the first part of the movie. Then he goes. The people that killed his partner fled to the U.S. where James Belushi is, and then that's where you see them partner up and.
And it's supposed to be like a buddy cop type, right?
Sort of, kind of, yeah.
Okay.
It's basically like that, but it has comedic moments in it, but it's not as comedic like 48 Hours or Beverly Hills Cop or anything like that. So it was okay for what it was.
So would you do it? Rank it at B?
Yeah, I would say. Yeah, I'll say B. Yeah, I'll say B. So Beverly Hills Cop 2.
A.
I'm with that. Whoo. And Top Gun, what you think? I know I'm gonna put that.
You would put it at S as S?
I was. What you
Go
thinking?
ahead.
What? No. What was you thinking?
So I wouldn't be able to give you an accurate rating because of my. So I used to be obsessed with Tom Cruise when I was younger, during his interview with the Vampire Days. But I have since not been obsessed with him. And if this dang clock doesn't stop chiming every 15 minutes, I don't know why my dad decided to get this clock fixed. It was fine when it was quiet.
Yeah.
I would say, and it's been a really long time. I know that like Top Gun has a cult following.
Yes.
So I would agree that it is S tier, but I don't know. Tom Cruise movies to me are just not. I don't.
I will say, okay, Top Gun does belong like the S class up there. With a sequel of Top Gun 2, Top Gun Maverick, really good. Yeah, definitely really good. I think with the combination of the music and I think recruiting rates like jumped up since Top Gun. Like a lot of people joined the Navy after that. Like,
I'm gonna play.
I'm gonna be an F-14 Tomcat pilot, and I think that got a lot of people on, to be honest. So I'm with that. I can agree with Top Gun. So far on S class, we got Transformers movie, the original, Batman 1989, Running Man, Akira, Blade Runner, Roadhouse, Empire Strikes Back, The Terminator, Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark, Die Hard, Rambo 2, Delta Force, Aliens, RoboCop, and Top Gun. We cool with that S? We cool with that S?
And we can sprinkle in Vampire Hunter D because that was S class.
Yes, Vampire Hunter D, which we do not have listed, but that's definitely S class. I mean, that is a gateway anime for a lot of people.
Yep.
So A tier is G.I. Joe, Predator, Indiana Jones Last Crusade, Black Rain, Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, Bloodsport, Above the Law, Conan the Barbarian, Death Wish 4, Tango and Cash, Turn of the Jedi, Action Jackson, Sudden Impact, Lethal Weapon 2, Beverly Hills Cop, 48 Hours, Rambo 1, Beverly Hills Cop 2, and Commando. I feel like
you want to move somebody? What are you going to move?
I think this is okay. I think this is okay. B tier, Escape from New York, Highlander, Lethal Weapon, Kickboxer, Cyborg, Death Wish 2, Conan the Destroyer, Temple of Doom, Rambo 3, Cobra, Red Heat. And C tier is Road Warrior, Big Trouble Little China, Death Wish 3, Iron Eagle. F tier is Punisher, Blue Thunder, Masters of the Universe.
So I actually had an inquiry. What do you think about Star Trek Wrath of Khan? Is that more, would you, I said that my thinking was that it was more sci-fi than action.
Yeah.
But then we have Star Wars on here.
But you've got Star Wars on here too, right? So if we had Star Trek Wrath of Khan, that's actually a memorable. I'm not a Trekkie, but I do know Wrath of Khan though. So what category would we put Wrath of Khan? Would that be A or S?
I don't know. That's a hard one. I would probably put it at A tier at the minimum.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'll have to go back and rewatch it. And then there was another one. What was it? I can't remember. Oh, Willow. But Willow was more fantasy than action, right?
Yep, it was. It was. Listen, if or when we do a 80s movies tier list, that list is gonna be bigger than this one. Like I feel like it's Now Mark asked, did y'all count Superman 2?
Oh no, we did not.
Jesus Christ.
There's so many.
I knew we was gonna miss something, but I would say we did the best we could with these 80s action movies, man. It was a lot. And I agree, Superman 2 was the best. That was the best one, honestly. And then the luster kind of like went away because they kept milking that thing.
Yep.
To the point, Quest for Peace, and there was one with, which one of them had Richard Pryor on it? Was that Superman 3? That got to be Superman 3. Yep, Superman 3 had Richard Pryor. Yep. Superman 2 was definitely he got a 7.6 out of 10. Christopher Reeve, General Zod. Yeah, because they had General Zod and Ursa.
Well, you know, the 90s would, if we were to do a 90s list, it would be just as
extensive.
Yeah.
Oh man, look, listeners, we got more tier lists coming, and between us, we had a tier list for 90s action movies. We got a tier list for I'm trying to think. I know I've written it down somewhere. Let's see what we had. We had Dragon Ball Z movie tier list. We talking Dragon Ball Z only, not Super. But Dragon Ball Z movie tier list. We got 80s kids movies tier list. We got a 90s kids movie tier list. And Arnold movies, Sly movies, Steven Seagal movies.
We could go on.
we can definitely go on for that one. The Dragon Ball Z tier list though, ooh-wee.
There were just there was just, like, looking back, there were just so many great films that came out and across all genres. So it's not just like action movies or kids movies. I mean, there was great sci-fi, horror, you name it.
Definitely. So I will say the best action movie of the 90s got to be Judgment Day. I feel that way. Judgment Day has to be the best one because that thing is. Do I have the unrated? Because I think me and Queen, we actually watched it together, and I think I had like the special edition on Vudu, and I can watch that over and over. I absolutely love Judgment Day, but I'm a big Sly fan too, so you know, Demolition Man is definitely in my.
Yep, can't forget about that.
Yeah,
one. Yeah.
Wesley Snipes, surround you with gasoline, set your ass on fire. like man. So 90s action movies. But the next tier list we probably going to do is Dragon Ball Z movie tier list. We talking Dragon Ball Dead Zone to Wrath of the Dragon. there was some trash Dragon Ball Z movies, and there was some S tier.
Mm-hmm.
Can we truly say it was S tier Dragon Ball Z movies, or the furthest we can go is A?
You know what? I would have to rewatch them to really be able to answer that.
Yeah. I would say good luck because Funimation do not have all of those.
No.
They do not. They don't have movie 8. They don't have Broly. They don't have nothing Broly related. I will definitely tell you that. So, Cooler's Revenge, they do not have that either.
Oh.
So they got Dead Zone, Trio Might, World's Strongest. World's Strongest is like one of my top favorites, though, to be honest with you, because I like the scientist doctor aspect of it, and I feel like they could have dug a lot more deeper into that. But you know, Z movies are only meant to be an hour.
I didn't realize that there were that many movies. 1,
It was.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
13.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'm seeing 15, 16, 17.
They probably they probably okay. Bardock, Trunks. Those are the only 2 others. There might be something with Super. I'm thinking. Might be something with Super. Oh, now also listeners, tomorrow, PlayStation, Sony has their showcase tomorrow. So there's a very high probability that I will be live and we can like watch the showcase live because I think it's 1 p.m. Pacific time for that. So most of us on the East Coast will be, off for work. So we can actually watch that showcase together, see what Sony has to offer for the masses out there. But so let us know in the comments, like and subscribe to our channel. So if it's your first time coming to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. That way you can get the notifications from us. We do appreciate you guys for hanging out. Also follow us on TikTok as well. That one is primarily myself. And we do like clips of the shows, just like we do YouTube shorts here. And I will tell you my name, Ersk Mac. So that's TheErskMac. And just give us a follow on TikTok as well. But we got some more news coming for more shows. All right. So, yeah, we got some more stuff, man. We got some live manhwa reads, but that's for our patrons too. So those live reads probably will be for our patrons first, and then it will come on the YouTube channel. So if you want to support the Patreon, all you got to do is go to www.patreon.com/Orange Phoenix. The link is actually in the description below on our live news feed. So all you got to do is click on that. We have a $1 tier, a $5 tier, a $15 tier. But the $5 and $15 tier, they will get access to our live webtoon reads when we start those. So, and then after that, it gets pushed out to YouTube maybe like a week or 2 later. But the patrons get first access to it. And also, you get access to the monthly magazine that comes out every single month. Digital magazine, Orange Phoenix Magazine. Our anniversary issue comes out next month, June. We did start in June, and our anniversary issue is coming. So to our $15 tier people, you will get physical copies of the anniversary issue. So FYI, got some good stuff coming down the turnpike. You got anything else for the listeners out there, Vivo?
Nope, just thank you for listening and tuning in, and for all the commentary that you provided and lended to the discussion. We're glad to have you and hope to see you again.
Definitely. And before we go, to the Destiny players out there, I did see some pictures. I saw a Ghost of Tsushima inspired Warlock armor, and that's for Warlocks only. Are you salty
about that?
I am a little salty. I mean, I haven't played Destiny in a couple of years, but I retired as a hunter, and I feel like the hunters need their stuff. But they got Horizon Zero Dawn armor for hunters, but y'all got Titans. That's Vivo. Vivo's a Titan, ladies and gentlemen. I think you got the God of War armor and finisher. So
I'll take it.
If
They
I'm
just
jumping back
started
on
a new
Destiny,
season. So if you want to get involved in Destiny, now would be the time at the beginning of the new season.
now will be the time. And there's some people in the chat actually play some Destiny too, like Mark Scott. Mark Scott actually plays some Destiny, and he's heavy into it. But if I'm jumping back on Destiny, I'm going Warlock just because of that samurai armor. I'm gonna have to leave my hunter behind. I don't like it.
I still have to level my Warlock up. I hate the Warlock little flutter jump though. I can never get it. And I'm horrible at jump puzzles, so it's a bad combination all around.
So that means you struggled in the Whisper Run part from way back when.
I did. Very, very much so.
Don't feel bad. We all did. We all struggled. We all fell down the pit of abyss. like, I'm like, oh my gosh. And then you got to go down that chute for like in a certain amount of time to make it happen. So
yeah.
Kappa 1AZ asks Xbox or PlayStation.
I do PC.
But that's all crossplay too, though.
Yeah, it's all crossplay. I started off on Xbox, but then I switched over to PC.
Yeah. And Kappa AZ said Destiny is free on the Xbox Pass. It is, actually. Because you get the game itself for free. So the DLCs like Lightfall is what you pay for, which is $50. And wait a minute. So with the new season, is Lightfall part of that new season? Or is it something else different?
Is Lightfall? I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. If you buy the deluxe version of Lightfall, it should, I believe it includes like so many seasons.
Yeah. Yeah. So so we definitely will be back. Probably will do another live show, definitely with the Sony Showcase. And yes, I have played Street Fighter 6 over the weekend. If you want to see some of my funny takes on Street Fighter 6, just go ahead and check out the TikTok videos. I did two. I did one on Kimberly yesterday, and I did one on Ken today. And tomorrow, I probably will do Luke, and then go into Gal, because no one invited Gal to the party. I freaking hate him. But anyway, Ella says, Erskine cosplay, shout out. She said, guess who is learning how to do a whole leather armor sets? Ellie is a cosplayer, and she designs cosplays too. So Vivo, Woo! Yeah. So Vivo, if you're looking for some cosplay ideas, notice Ellie in the background. There is a predator back there. That is her. That is her, by the way. Her obsession with predator. But yet you got a cute and cuddly xenomorph pillow.
Yep. And I have a xenomorph tattoo, and I'm gonna get a predator tattoo at some point. Just gotta find the right artist.
Yeah, that's very pivotal. That's very pivotal. You can't have a bad predator tattoo, man.
Yeah.
You can't do that. And see, yeah, you made her day. You made her day. And Ellie, yes, I will see you this weekend. Whether it's on a Friday or a Saturday, I want to say a Saturday. I will be in Raleigh, North Carolina for Animazement. I will get my ticket. I haven't purchased my ticket yet, but I will get my ticket. And if I don't be down there just for the day, I'll just be down there just for the day and just hang out. But oh, damn, you got more questions coming. Vivo, how did you like Prey?
I loved Prey.
Top tier. Prey is top.
And for people complaining about the Predator design, they can also kick rocks, because if they look at the original concept drawings for the original Predator, that drawing they just pulled from the original concept to design that Predator. And it actually makes sense, because Prey is supposed to be the precursor to the first Predator movie.
I just want a Predator to go to feudal Japan. That's what I wanted.
Yeah, that would be cool.
That would be dope. I want to like go to Japan, then go to Africa.
Yes. Somebody was like, "What? We want to see Predators fight Vikings."
Nah, it's been done.
That can come later.
Like, there's so many Viking movies or shows that's out. Nah, y'all had y'all do. You give it to the Native Americans, you give it to Japanese, feudal Japan, and you give it to the African tribes and see how they fare against the Predator. And that I think that would be dope. That'd be super dope. But that is our show for tonight, and I'm glad you guys was able to hang out. I'm glad you guys was able to enjoy the 80s action movies tier list, and we got more tier lists coming. But we definitely gonna jump back jump back into the news and live webtoon reads. So just stay tuned for that. So till next time, y'all. Peace.
Bye.
You